lovingly,
Yes.
with great fervor, into the lens that acts as a arcane eye to all those who seek to view and
Yes.
hear us.
We're live, aren't we?
We are indeed, yes.
I was waiting for that. Hello, everyone.
I don't know if we have anybody in chat yet because it would have just gone live. But
Hello, everyone.
we should be
Even
getting
if you're not there.
we should be getting notifications at the very least.
Indeed, indeed.
Going out. I assume we shall have a few people soon. And if not, we'll just kind of.
Currently, it's
We'll-
7,495. It's pretty good.
Hello, Beskar
Hello,
66
everyone.
Cyborg. And Zigaro.
Oh, Jared
and good old
Mitz.
Jared Mitz. Hello, everybody.
hello,
How are
everybody.
you doing on this fine Tuesday afternoon? Well, it's afternoon for us. Fine Tuesday afternoon. Hello, B. We are very excited. The Kickstarter has been live for like an hour and a half, and we are at 7,495
7495.
out of
Not
12,000.
bad.
So,
Not
you
bad
know,
at all.
pretty
Thank
good.
you so much, all of you. First and foremost, thank you all for the support on this first day here. This is wonderful.
I am. We're really hoping we can get funded on day one because that will sort of fast track. It'd be like getting into the roaring 20s latitudes where you would be thrust by the wind over into Australia at the speed of ridiculousness.
I thought you were just talking about the Roaring Twenties for a moment there, and I was like, where are we going with this?
No, it's latitudes. Latitudes.
Yes.
Chat
Very
is in
good.
both places indeed, Jared. I am watching both YouTube and Twitch chat, so that we don't favor anybody.
Twice the chats, twice the power.
Because I don't like to pick favorites, except when I do. Yeah, we're here. Adam, I'm of course those of you who don't know me, I am Tomekeeper Devon. I am the lead RPG designer for Lynnvander, the primary DM for Six Sides of Gaming, of course. If you've seen any of our other shows like Deadliest Dungeon, which is currently spread out in front of us, I don't think you can see it. Maybe just no, not really.
The allegation.
Yeah. Oh, looks like Jowdrad's dying.
What else is
and
Tell
of
them
course,
something
this
they
is
can't see.
this is Adam here, who is our primary. You're the editor, but you're also kind of taking over a lot of the design. You've written whole systems yourself at this point.
Indeed, yeah. No, I'm doing design for the main Imaria Pillars of Power book, as well as a little bit for the Imarian Knights module book, as well as I am the lead editor of both. No pressure.
Beskar, I don't think I ever want to go to Australia because I learned what the Gimpy tree is, and you know what?
Goodness!
I don't need that in my life. So I'm good. You enjoy. You enjoy.
Salute to all of our Australian friends out there, kicking ass in the place where the most venomous snake in the world is called the common brown snake.
It's good because it's common.
Because it's very common.
And brown.
Yeah, I mean, it is an accurate descriptor of the reptile.
See, this is why
you guys rock.
This is why no one
on.
can ever complain about when we name things in a fantasy world, and it's just like super generic. So it doesn't matter. Have you existed on Earth?
It's for the fantastical nature.
Yes. Thank you very much, B.
Thank you, B.
We do try. We try. So yeah, we're kind of just gonna hang out for a little bit. We're going to it's gonna be answering any questions you might have. Those of you who have been following Imaria for some time might have noticed we made some pretty significant changes and upgrades to this Kickstarter. We really wanted to put our best foot forward and be as presentable as possible. So there's a lot of things that are new, a lot of things that are different, and a lot of things that are perhaps very mysterious as well.
Yes.
So we're happy to answer Brian Nuggle-Honeysbane.
Hey,
is in the chat.
Brian, how's it going, buddy?
He is a bear with a shield and a sword.
He's an Ursine.
He's a barbarian.
A barbarian. I mean,
not a barbarian because he doesn't mix drinks.
That joke is probably as old as the internet is young, but we love it. So also, top shelf, Brian.
Brian, of course, is one of the writers for Imarian Knights. He has written this lovely adventure where you get to deal with insectoid creatures.
Yes, and that is where we will That's where we'll.
Yeah, we don't want to reveal
mum's the
too
word
much
on that
there.
yet, but rest
There
assured,
is a
it'll be
synopsis for it
interesting.
on the Kickstarter. If you go down to the book section under the module book, there is a little bit of a synopsis there that kind of details the adventure. It doesn't get into all the details there, and there's a good chance that we'd like to show off that Imarian adventure sometime on Six Sides. I think that would be a lot of fun. Maybe we can get Brian to run it, or one of us can run it, and Brian can tell us how badly we did at bringing his voice to life. I don't know. But yeah, we're just kind of hanging out. Tommy, unfortunately, is busy because he is the busy man. So he will likely not be joining us today, although he will, of course, be here tomorrow for Deadliest Dungeon. Where I will be killing this man's character for the fourth time. Fifth time.
It just honestly, I'm speed running the Deadliest Dungeon. You can follow me at no, blindfolded with my hands tied behind my back. No, but it is a fun time. It really is a great way to see the new mechanics and new things that we have.
You are
system.
playing as the barbarian subclass that has not been published or printed, or I don't even know if it's been posted anywhere.
I don't think so.
I think it's I think
Path
so.
of
No
the
one
Cerebrawler.
no one knows what you're doing.
Yeah, it's all brand new, but soon, hopefully soon, you'll all be able to see the Path of the Cerebrawler in further action.
Yeah. So if you have questions, bring them forth. We're happy to answer them. We're not doing too many Q&A streams. We're mostly going to be doing actual plays. So this weekend, Saturday and Sunday at 2:30 each day, we're going to be doing one-shots with a group of eclectic individuals, and we'll be all playing different Imarian races and classes, subclasses, and going through adventures which will likely find their way into the Imarian Knights module book at the end of the publishing and editing. But we still figured, since today is the day it's gone live, and there would be a lot of changes and things, we thought some of our longtime viewers may be interested in asking some questions. Plus, if there's anybody new who is interested in what's going on and wants a chance to kind of figure out what's going on, what we're about, and what's been going, what's kind of our vibe and who we are.
Right
it
ahead and
also
ask.
gives that as well.
We are at your extreme disposal.
When you see Tommy next, ask him to explain to you the greatness of Phelan Kell. It's a very interesting story that Tommy will love to explain to you. Well, he does like to talk, so even even if he, because that seems like a trap to me, but I feel like he'd still like to explain story. He's a storyteller, that one.
Indeed. So, if we have any questions, go right ahead and start firing those out.
I know I was seeing in our Discord, in the Six Sides Discord at least, that there was a question which we can probably start with, which is that we have adjusted the names of our classes a little bit.
2 out of 3.
2 out of the 3.
2 out of 3.
The Aeon Sage, replacing just
Sage.
straight up Sage, and the Weave Breaker instead of the Renick Knight.
Renick Knight, yeah. So quite a especially on the Renick Knight, quite a departure of the original name.
Yeah, well, so a lot of that kind of came about because looking at the name Sage is always, like, at first it was a really good idea, and we thought it was a really poignant name, because I think before that it was the Seer, which was not super true once we had retooled it. But the issue became, it mostly started in when Candlekeep Mysteries came out, and there was like Candlekeep Sages, where it's like all this thing. It's like this sage this and sage that, and
yes.
the sage is a background, and
sage is a background.
We had that whole bit in Destiny of Worlds where Elminster shows up and introduces himself as a sage, and there's immediate confusion with the Imarian characters.
I, however, did like that.
It was a funny moment.
It was a fun in-game moment.
It was kind of a lot of little things kind of adding up, where we're like, maybe this isn't the best name for a class, because it also doesn't really tell you what it does up front, right? Like Barbarian, Paladin, Fighter, Rogue. Like, you generally can tell what Paladin is. The one that I usually, when I'm introducing people, is the one that gets the most questions, because a lot of people just don't know what that is if they're not used to that type of fantasy structure. But like, most people understand Rogue, they understand Fighter, they understand Wizard. And so Aeon Sage is a way to keep the name Sage, because we do like that, and it's baked into a lot of what we've been doing in the past few years. But provide that moniker of time manipulation and chronomancy to kind of keep it a little more identifiable. And then Weave Breaker instead of Rennick Knight is mainly due to the fact that at a glance, no one knows what Rennick is. So when you see Rennick Knight, you just see it is a knight of something.
It's not something.
And now we have to figure out what that something is. Whereas if you look at the term Weave Breaker, it is a lot more kind of clear as to what it might be. It is something that breaks the weave.
Is there some subtle nods to the weave of magic from Dungeons and Dragons? Who knows? Technically, it could be anything. However, it's very reminiscent of a weave of something being broken, which is very much what the original concept of the sort of an anti-magical knight.
The anti-tailor, of course, exactly.
Yes, the anti-tailor. Yes, very very good at
And they
pulling
hate,
all the
and they
strings
hate
out of
wicker.
your favorite sweater.
Yes, they just destroy wicker baskets. and
Yes.
everything. So yeah, I mean, we're happy to go into more detail about that, but that's effectively where that started. I saw a chat from William Dangler. How's it going, buddy? He was the guy from Gamehole.
Oh, wonderful!
Did the design a module
Well,
with us.
welcome back.
I do apologize, William. I have been so busy. The design a module is on its way. It will be coming. It is just a matter of sorting out priorities and time schedules, and there's just so much happening
Also,
all at
somebody
once.
in the chat asking what is our favorite.
That was him.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it's a favorite class from the original Legacy of Mana book, which is the
Class
predecessor
and
of
race,
this.
I think.
And race, yeah.
I would say from the Legacy of Mana book, I think my favorite. See, that's hard now because all the new stuff is all my
Right.
favorites now. I have to think back. I think my favorite race from Legacy of Mana is probably the Dewisk.
Honestly, I'd have to agree. The thing is, I'm kind of a. I'm kind of a sucker for this is not quite undead, but looks it. So
I mean,
I'm kind of the same.
it's edgy, right?
It's so
the
edgy, I love
edgelord
it.
thing. I mean, to be fair, if I was to play a game, outside of being a designer, I probably. Oh, we'll see you later, Beskar. Thanks
Take
for
care,
popping in.
Beskar. Thanks for popping in.
I would usually go for the Lynnvander because it gives you all the persuasion stuff, and like that is awesome to me because then I don't have to take the prodigy feat at first level, to get expertise in persuasion. But I think thematically, I really enjoy what the Dewisk is and kind of like their whole story, especially now. See, this is the problem, right? Is like we have expanded so much on the stuff that's in the Legacy Mana book that now it's like it's hard to internalize because we've not necessarily rewritten, but we have adjusted, expanded, and either cleaned up or improved a lot of the lore. Like I would say in the Pillars of Power book, I really like the Weavebreaker class.
Yeah.
But I'm not as big of a fan of it in the Legacy of Mana, and I wasn't really because I liked it, but it never really felt like it was the way it should be, and like it does now, right? Like the way we have it now feels right. It feels like it should be this way.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and obviously I'm a sucker for the College of the Nightingale, but
Yes.
I think for the Legacy of Mana, I would say I do like the Oath of Equinox.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with the Manowar Warlock. That was cool. I liked the storytelling and mechanical aspects of that. Probably the Desperado though.
Desperado is a very interesting.
The
Take
Desperado
on
rogue is one of those ones where it was just everything just came together just right. That's when we learned that we design really cool stuff if we're throwing axes at the same time.
Yeah.
Because the whole Desperado rogue was designed while throwing axes in like a single evening.
Oh, the axe. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The axe throwing.
More or less. The minutia was sorted out a little bit later, but the core concept and the base idea and a lot of the intricacies of how it functioned. I've actually taken stuff from the live stream at GameCon and made some of what copy. Oh, no, very nice. Yeah, it's that was a fun time. It was definitely we do a lot of design of modules at a lot of different cons, and the interesting thing from the Gamehole Con situation was that it was a very traditional style adventure.
Yeah.
It was because like we've done like clown circuses, like infernal hellish Ferris wheels, going inside someone who's like halfway becoming a lich and like having to move a ring from his dimension inside his stomach, guarded by his like hamster family, like weird stuff. And
Following you until hamster.
it was really nice to just have like this sort of standard, interesting encounter based module, which was I think I threw a lot of the players for a loop because they were so ready for over the top nonsense, and then we just threw like just really difficult proper dungeon crafting at them.
Yeah.
It was that was actually where we were originally thinking it was going to be when we started the whole thing, and then design a module just kind of went its own way and turned into something else. Hey, we've crested 8K.
8,280. Also, Kickstarter has given us a little project we love
Hey,
thing there.
very
So
nice.
thank you to Kickstarter, and thank all of you for continuing your support of the project.
Yeah, hey, share this everywhere you can.
And $1.
Hey, that
In
one
all
that $1
counts.
counts. I mean, look, go to your friends and tell them that you will never forgive them unless they spend at least $1. Bother all your coworkers. Bother your entire family. Go all the way down the line to your like third cousin, second removed, and all that stuff. Like
Just $1.
just get everybody to, even if it's just $1, because all we need is you know how the world is run on algorithms, and so we need that algorithm to like us.
Oh goodness.
That's the whole
That's
the
how
whole
it
thing we've been
goes.
doing with the YouTube Shorts lately.
Algorithms and algorithms and algorithms.
The algo still loves the $1. That's right. That's right, Brian.
Yes, it does.
Absolutely. It's all about the numbers. Doesn't necessarily. It's you know. It's not it's not the quality. It's the quantity. That tends to be how a lot of the world works these days.
Yep.
We're hoping to inverse that and provide good quality for low quantity.
If we can get this funded today, we're so close. We're so it would be just the cherry on the cake, and this would be, you know,
I can sleep tonight.
we can all sleep tonight, because I don't know about any of you, but I'm going to be basically posted up until the wee hours, just sort of staring at this very screen, but I guess, you know, that's designer jitters. That's how it goes.
Look, we've poured our heart, soul, blood, sweat, and tears into this project for like the better part of a year, and now we're showing it off. And,
I've made no
you
less
know,
than 3 Fey packs over the course of this design.
Yeah, well, you know what I was gonna say. So something else we can talk about is there are some new things that were added to this to this Kickstarter that we hadn't talked about previously. One of those is the supernatural boon system, which is something that you created.
Yes.
I mean, I helped you with it. We kind of came up with the concept, but then you literally just spent a day and didn't eat. And then
Yeah,
it was
no,
done.
I spent 2 days. I wrote for 30 hours in 2 days. And to all of you would-be designers out there, and also people in the design space who probably already know what I'm about to say, don't do that.
What I was gonna say.
Don't do that. Take care of your bodies. Drink. Eat food.
I just want to jump in for Jared here, because if I don't, I'm gonna miss it.
Yes, indeed.
So Jared, technically, so if you back $1 150 times, unfortunately, if it's all by one person, it doesn't really matter. But if you get 150 different people to each back $1 and you pay them all back, we can certainly on the back end turn that into a $150 pledge.
That would be wonderful. That would be actually
Yeah,
quite
if you like just let us know, like, hey, you know, all these people here donated $1 for me. Can we combine that all and then send me a book? I was like, we're happy to do that. That's not really a problem from our end, and we would appreciate that immensely. But continue.
But yes, so the supernatural boon system. Apart from you know, much like feats that augment the character, but you can take them at, you know, certain points, like your variant humans, your ability score increase levels, things like that. I wanted to create something that was more along the lines of something that you would reward your character with when they do certain actions in game that are worthy of praise. Maybe not, you know, you want to give them a magic item, or you want to give them, you know, an in-game sort of tangible reward, like a deed to a home, or the favor of a king. There's obviously lots of different things in place for this, but I want something that was more keyed into, you know, emotional growth of the character, overcoming something in their backstory, going to a place of wondrous power and actually attaining something that doesn't really quite fit the bill of a traditional reward. And there are these, certain bonuses that can, improve the character and things like that, as well as the yep, no, it's there. Pretty sure it's there.
This is there.
Um,
I can turn you up if we need to, but there should
but
be
other
fine.
than that, there's also the special supernatural boons called echelons, which are kind of harkening back to the old. What did they used to be called? You're the D&D historian here. The prestige classes, the prestige levels.
The prestige classes was a thing that you could get. Yeah, well, so the archetypes of kind of the subclasses have kind of
Yeah.
taken over in exchange for prestige classes, but
So these echelons are obviously these are a potential stretch goal. So they're still being
these would be like epic levels.
still being worked away on. But effectively, yes, like epic levels for characters in certain areas of the four pillars of power. So, for example, one of them that we're currently working on is archmagery. So, if you want to be if you truly want to be an mage or an archmage, for the sticklers of etymology, for any sort of casting class, there are now very complicated and powerful rules for that. These are things you'd want to hit around level 17 to 20 to kind of further elongate a campaign with different quests and things that your DM can now give to you, even if you've become, the heroes of the realm at 20th level.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a way to character progression is one of those things where, like, for example, if I was to run a 20th level campaign with like heroes of the realm and stuff, I would still want something to reward them with for accomplishing great deeds. And so this system would allow you, because like 5e has the epic boon system, and a lot of those are pretty cool, but none of them are like, none of them really feel like you have progressed as a character thematically. They're always like, cool, you now have like regeneration or an extra +1 to your proficiency, or like really powerful
Or the
stuff.
plus 20 to 1 ranged attack.
Yeah, like really powerful stuff, but none of it really ever feels like character thematic improvement. Whereas we're kind of, what we want to do with the echelon system is to provide you with that, where it's like, not only are you a grandmaster wizard of the realm, but now you are like a proper like you are the archmage of all of Imaria.
Yeah. And there's obviously rules
everything
not
that comes
just
with it.
for not just for what you get as a part of these echelon bonuses, but how to get it, what happens during the process, what happens if you fail the process. Like there is a more comprehensive layout of the whole system that I think people are going to really enjoy.
Apparently, we're number 25 on KickTrack's tabletop hot list, which
Woo!
is
Right on.
pretty awesome.
Also, we have gone up to 8,671.
Yes.
Woo! All right, keep it going, everybody. Let's do
The
this.
other thing, when I backed the create a character pledge, can I choose a mixed character, or does it have to be a pure character? Oh no, you can, if you choose the create a character pledge, you can do whatever you want. We are limited only by like copyright, essentially. Like we can't do like a GIF.
Yeah,
because
we,
the GIF,
we can't
the GIF
breach
Yankee,
the Creative
the GIF
Commons or
Yankees
jail.
and the GIF Zerai are both things for wizards. Same with like mind flayers. Like we could create a like squid person, but
A Squirson, if you will.
right, but we can't do things that are within the realm of copyright. Otherwise, it is effectively like open season. You can create whatever you want. If you want to do like a weave breaker squirrely who is also a paladin, why?
We can make
But
that
you
work.
can, like, that we can make that work. Like we will work with you to kind of come up with their story. And yeah, if you want to do a monk paladin, monk
Absolutely.
paladin would be good. Brian Steven is dead. You threw him at an astral dreadnought. There's no coming back from that.
But
Yeah, like monk
also,
paladin would be great. Yeah.
You're also going to be, not just working with the design team here, but with myself in terms of creating a sort of creature stat block for
Yeah.
your NPC. So it's the whole 9 yards. There will be definitely room in the design space for anything that you can.
I mean,
let
I'll
there
tell you,
be.
if we can somehow, through a miracle, manage to break through all of our current stretch goals, one of the ones that we would like to do, if we can get that far, is to take all of these characters that we make and like do a full NPC breakdown with like all of them as characters, goals, things they can achieve, boons they can grant the players, hooks they can give them, all that kind of
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
I
Like
really,
fully cement
as
you
a
into the
GM,
world
I really like having
in
access
that.
to that stuff. It's
Yeah.
just it's a lot of work, and we just can't justify putting that in the book with everything else that's already in there. But if we have the extra funds to put that time and effort in, it would be awesome to be able to do that.
If the goals become stretched.
Yeah, Stephen the Third, sure, why not? Stephen the Third, the squirrely weave breaker paladin.
Is Stephen the Third after Steve 2 the Revengeance? I haven't seen that movie.
Yeah,
yet.
Steve too went to go after Nuggle Honeysbane for killing his father, and Nuggle Honeysbane just like kind of sat down on him by accident. I don't know.
Yeah, final $1 million stretch goals. We make a movie about the trilogy of Stephen. No, that's not that's not. Don't hold me to that.
But yeah, no. If you do create a character is basically whatever you want within certain limitations that are more of a legal thing rather than a creative thing that we don't want to do that. We're pretty open to doing whatever we can to make it work. And the weirder the idea, like the better you're gonna get out of it. The more enjoyment you're gonna get out of it, right? Like if you want to make something wild and wacky, I feel like this is the chance to do that because this is where you get the no holes barred kind of option.
The Knoll hole.
No, I don't know.
Knowles. Oh, no holes.
No holes barred.
I've gotten sleep.
Me too.
Wink.
Yeah.
Wink wonk.
The
Also 9134.
9K.
Woo! Past the 9K mark, everybody. Right on.
There was also we've also we can talk a little bit about the Elder Blades.
Yes.
Because we had a jam session a while back where we talked about the Elder Blades, and I think that's been mostly solidified out, so we can actually talk a little bit about that.
Yes, we can. So the Elder Blades, in the setting of Imaria, are these 7, maybe 8, 7 wondrous artifacts that are formed from the teeth of the progenitor dragons that carve the world.
The Fang.
The Fang.
Hello, Big Red.
Big Red.
We have people commenting on the Kickstarter complaining
Hello,
that you have
Olivia.
sent them there. So, thank you.
Yes, thank you. Sorry, that sentence confused me for a moment. Thank you so much, Big Red. But yes, these blades are artifacts that are they use a unique system for artifacts that
Yes.
allow
Well,
you
that was
to
mainly what I was
grow-
referring to.
grow with you. Certain deeds that you accomplish based on the temperaments and personalities of the semi-sentience that lives within these blades allows you to further your connection with them, choose like customizable powers for them, and eventually when you reach the highest echelons of power become quite quite deadly items indeed, perfect for story hooks, quest hooks, all manner of things your DM can throw at you while still having because I find a lot in 5th edition, if your DM gives you an artifact, it's basically like saying, okay, I'm going to give you this, but the whole story is about you losing this. Or
well,
giving it up for a cause.
it goes
or
in a couple
using it
ways,
to destroy
right?
a great evil.
You can always have the first half be finding the artifact, the second half being using it, and then like towards the end, you can do something with it. But the idea is that like if you're gonna present something like an artifact, I think it should be something that you can use without it destroying the balance of the game for everyone else at the table.
Absolutely. And these Elder Blades kind of do just that, where even if theoretically you received one at first level, it would be a decent boost to your character, but not so much that it interrupts the greater flow of play for the party and the story that you're telling at large. So it kind of it will grow with you as you go along to make sure that it is useful at every possible level of your character, but does not just completely invalidate the rest of the party.
It also because each blade has sort of like manifested of a concept.
Yes.
You have like the blade of the mind, the blade of the dead, the
Blade of time.
blade of life, the blade of time, and so we kind of examined two different aspects, sort of the two sides of a coin for each of those concepts, and tried to come up with a bunch of features that you can get based on those. So, for example, Amberfang, which is the sword of the mind, can be used to persuade great armies and motivate champions into valor, or it could be used to control minds, to be sort of tyrannical, to invoke fear. So you can kind of go down either of those two paths, and if you if you dedicate yourself to going down one of those paths, you will unlock sort of a final feature, which isn't anything super ridiculously powerful. It's more so a big thematic boost that just really kind of tries to embody where you're going with your
Yeah,
influence on the
some
blade.
of them, some of them are, I would say, powerful, but they are at the point at which you would get it. It is
Well,
still within
what
line
I
of
mean is
what
that
you're
none of
looking
them
at.
are so great that if you want to split out, which between the two different trees, you can without it feeling like you're weakening yourself.
To a large degree. I mean, like, at the end of it, having the five, customizable powers out of 10, for that blade. By the time you are into the level, you know, 17 range where you would get that last power, you have a pretty ridiculously strong
I mean,
effect on
the way I
yourself.
look at it is, like, and a good way you could do this as a GM is, if your players do things that the swords like, but are done a certain way. So if the paladin has, Amberfang, I don't know why a paladin would have Amberfang though. It doesn't seem kind of impossible. But
Yep.
anyway, if the paladin has Amberfang and they want to do a great motivational speech, and they win over an army and there's a victorious hurrah because of it, you may decide that they have unlocked the next tier in the Amberfang, and maybe you might just give them the sort of the motivational side versus the controlling side, because you feel like that's kind of the direction they went to earn it. Whereas if they're maybe more of a, like, they mind control their way to get into a keep and then like worm tongue the king into making a decision that he probably wouldn't have otherwise, but it could lead to good, could lead to ill, it doesn't matter, it could lead to the savior of thousands of lives, but you're still manipulating and using like mental control to accomplish your deeds. And so then the GM might say, you know what, I am going to upgrade your sword, but you're going to be getting the more controlling side. And you don't have
Mm.
to do it that way. You can also just let your players choose. But I kind of like the idea and the storytelling perspectives that you can invoke by having the swords sort of alter their way in how they're used based on the way that you are kind of interacting with their power.
Yep.
The Elder Blades, those in the table of round table, yeah,
Yes.
well,
Yes,
yeah,
they are.
sort of, yeah. I
Sort of.
mean, those are really cool swords with awesome inlays of resin. The Amber Fangs themselves are much more fantastical in their design and impractical. And you know what? Someday maybe we will actually get to have like
Some
a
replicas.
some replicas or something. That would be cool.
That would be the day. Very cool.
But yeah, those are the two sort of big things that I guess are newer to the Kickstarter, because we didn't really talk about the Elder Blades in when we did this previously. If you reach your Kickstarter goal before the number of days it's up for runs out, will you keep it up for those of us, mainly me, who are saving up to get one of the more expensive pledges? Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah, if we reach the if we reach the goal, which we're hopefully going to do today, it's looking
We're looking pretty good.
pretty confident in that. We will obviously keep the Kickstarter running for the next 15 days. And even then, if you haven't had a chance to pledge before those 15 days are up, we will be sending it to Backer Kit. And then you can always do a late pledge there. So there will be plenty of time and options for you to get something that you like if you wish to save up for the higher end tiers, which I would recommend doing if you want the stuff in there, because the pledge tiers are set up in a way that it is actually you get the higher value the further you go. So like we have the ultimate one called You Bow to No One, which is
I
literally
love that name so much.
thank you, which is literally everything we have. And you
Yep.
save like I think it's like $200 or something if you get that one.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Like it's kind of yeah, you save like $215, which means that a lot of the stuff in there is just free.
Yeah.
Like, so whereas if you were to go and get it all separately, or it would cost a little bit more. And so that's kind of our way to say thank you for being such a huge supporter, because like if you're gonna go all out and get everything, then like you deserve to be well respected, and of course you bow to no one. But that did make me think. We do have the spell book that's new, the Ironbound spell book.
Yes.
That is something that we actually picked up at Gamehole Con. We were talking. We saw them there. They were really cool, and so we talked to the guy, and he was able to get a. Do we have it here? I don't know where we have. I think Tommy might have it.
I believe
We'll have to
yes.
show that off the next time we go live. Maybe tomorrow at Deadliest Dungeon. But yeah, we were talking to them, and they were able to make one up for us. They are Noble Dwarf. So they are canvas page. It's a canvas page iron bound spell book with
It's real iron. It's
yeah, like
so nice.
with beautiful images and artwork of each of the different spells that are new to our book, as well as some traditional kind of favorites of ours from fifth edition as well. And it is a absolutely gorgeous book. If you look under the spells section where it talks about what's in the book on the Kickstarter page, under somewhere around here. There's some really nice pictures of the pages. Yeah, there they are. Yeah, under the scintillating spells, there is a very nice sort of montage of some of the different pages.
Hey,
Now,
Temple of the Huts here.
and
Hello.
it doesn't quite it's not quite the same because when you see them on the canvas paper,
Yeah,
it really adds to it. And the runes on them are they're Futhark runes translated from a non-English language, and which was then so English translated into this language, then turned into Futhark
yeah,
runes.
it's double translated. So if you want to be super sleuths,
if you're a hyper nerd,
and you want to work your way
yeah,
back,
if you're a hyper nerd, you can go through that and then tell us where all the typos are.
Yeah. Yes.
Or you can actually incant the spells by speaking the words aloud and sound like you're actually properly casting spell, like what I do. Except I use Latin. That's Latin always sounds very spellbooky. I'm gonna take care of that. Give me one sec here. Looks like Tommy may be wanting to join in, perhaps.
What if we just hit the spell book really hard? I mean, you could.
We have an Amberfang design on the wall at RT. Sample of the cloth map. Cool. Yeah, Tom, I will get you in. Just give me one sec here.
Well, I'm here to entertain everybody while this is happening. Well, also, yes, once again, thank you so much to Noble Dwarf over at nobledwarf.com for the wonderful spell book. But yeah, any other questions we have out there in the great comment land? Favorite part of the setting, Big Red? Honestly, it actually has to be the overall geography of the world itself. The different continents that make up Imaria, the smaller islands, the rivers, the lakes, the oceans, the seas. The whole thing creates this like very vibrant world with basically every possible biome and different place you can think of is represented somewhere. You got your volcanic activity. You've got your snowbound tundras. You have Phelan's Republic, which is basically this wonderful technological marvel of a continent. Like that was the best thing that kind of drew me into the setting is just the absolute diversity of locales. Um, yeah, the map is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. How good are the plunge dwarves? um, they're.
I mean, we've traveled one.
It's definitely in the name. They plunge. They're still being currently worked on. But we have some ideas for the.
I think we've got Tommy in here now.
You got me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we go.
Hey guys, I was just saying the plunge doors are easy. Ivar, you and I have traveled with one for many, many moons together.
Oh, apparently someone's
Oh,
too louder.
Apparently Tommy's very loud. I will fix that.
One moment, please.
Oh,
We shall fix. We shall fix Tommy's.
that's how you want it, though. You want me to be louder than everyone else, right?
Yeah, no. Apparently, tell me you're breaking everyone's ears. Hold on, we're. Oh God, I apologize to everyone out there if that's how about how about that?
We'll find out.
Is it lower now? Make them
I'm in my vehicle.
To answer a previous question back there from B, B's asking if signatures can be acquired.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Look,
we can sign
at that level, yeah. I think if you're like basically all in or you better no one, we'll sign everything.
We will. Yeah, we're perfectly happy to sign anything that people want to give us to sign. To be honest, well, maybe not everything.
Yeah, I was
Remember the
gonna
last
say,
time we
you always
signed
want to
everything?
caveat that.
We wrote a personal note and all of them. We'll do that this time around again.
Yeah, no, but I'd be more than happy to.
Yeah, I don't see a reason why we wouldn't do that. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I wrote to Mark Muir that the book was better than Commander Shepard.
You listen. Don't poke the bear. Like it's Mark Muir.
But
Nice,
yeah.
cool about it.
Cool.
No,
So
good, better pacing this time, right? Better pacing on the campaign this time around.
that's right. So Tommy, there was a question a while back that maybe you want to jump in on, which was, what is your favorite race and class from the Legacy of Mana book that is from the previous book?
I mean, can we remove Lowholt from the equation and then pick from there?
Well, okay. Well, do you prefer the Oath of Ages or the Time Bard? Which of those two is which of those two? Do you
I
do you
mean,
like more?
Paladins come first.
Yes.
So Zayanku, Lynnvander, Oath of the Ages was literally built to satisfy what I wanted most in a game. I will admit that in order to curb the power to make sure that a time paladin wasn't as busted as the Vengeance Paladin, let's say, in that it's just a damage dealer, we tried to keep everything balanced. So is he as cool as some of the other designs we've done in the time sphere? I don't know. I think maybe later levels, like I think maybe Aura of Acceleration is. I mean, all of the Oath of the Ages powers are very much combat centric, so it makes it more of a combat character. Whereas the Oath of the Ages or the College of Time Bard does more outside of combat and does more timey-wimey things, right? And so being able to speed up a spell is really mechanically interesting to me. But and I think mechanically speaking, the College of Time Bard is more favored to me than the Oath of the Ages Paladin. But thematically, the Oath of the Ages Paladin is like, cog of time spinning around his feet, and he just kind of breaks glass. And if you've ever seen the Guy Ritchie King Arthur movie that came out, when he gets Excalibur and goes crazy and everything's like in slow time for him, that's what I picture. That's what I picture Celerity and the Paladin being like. It just kind of goes and breaks, and like everything is kind of slow time for everyone else, and he's just running around smacking things with the sword with these incredible hits, smiting, right? So that's sort of like the post-inspiration of what I think I would describe it as opposed to the pre-inspiration, which was lifting two of my favorite words from the World of Darkness, which was celerity and torpidity, which is words for hasted and slowed. So.
Oh yeah. Also,
but if I were to pick my favorite of all of the new stuff mechanically, it's 100% Eke. Like it's 1,000% the Chronomancer specifically. The Sage class is one of the most unique, and as a player of Fifth Edition for the past decade, and D&D for the past 3 decades, the Chronomancer, the Sage class, is one of the most unique classes I've ever seen built, and I'm not tooting my own horn because why we built it, but the ideas and the principles behind how it operates and the balance that it does present, minus reading thoughts and discovering shit. I think it is one of the most unique gameplay feels I've experienced, and I'm glad that we're the ones that brought that to the table. And it is the thing that most people, like at least most people who are part of our streams, or play in any of our games at Game Hall or anything like that, it is the thing that most people are like, my God, this is it. You know, like you did it. So, those are my favorites.
Yeah, I mean, as a quick update here, we're at 9,549.
And number 23 on Kicktrack's
And
Tabletop
we
Hot
moved
List.
to number 23. Very, very good. Also, there
Oh,
was
we're
a
already there.
question,
Okay, let's keep the heat
for
going.
Nick.
Even if you don't got the dollars and bills, y'all get in there and drop $1. And then,
Yeah,
click
I
all
would
the
say for William Dangler, when you were asking earlier, if you're saving up for the higher tier, I would still just drop a $1 in there just to kind of get yourself in place, and then you can always upgrade your pledge later once you kind of have a better idea of what you want.
Yeah, a buck is a great way to just trigger the algorithms to help the campaign grow. And now that I'm saying this, I'm kind of like, well, why aren't I going around pledging $1 to a lot of campaigns? And I realize most of the time I'm pledging mid to high tiers for all my friends' campaigns, like Feature Curio or Barcadia, and anytime a friend End of Everything. I usually pledge a retail pledge if there's one there, because I've got the store, but I definitely jump in and do what I can elsewhere. If I can just trigger the algorithms, sharing it to your portfolios. I know it can be a bit spammy, so there needs to be some discipline sometimes on what you can and cannot share. But I save certain things for certain platforms. Like I'll tweet some things, I'll Instagram things, I'll Facebook other things.
Yeah.
That way I just keep it as eclectic as possible. Unless it's like, oh, this is Alex Cameron's project, or if Luke Gygax's project, I'm going to promote it fully, as they do for us. And Luke will put it up on Gary Con and stuff. So we'll be good. I think we'll fund today.
I mean, that's the hope. We got our fingers and every other digit crossed.
And I mean, there's some big whales out there that literally picked the high tiers and are throwing a lot of energy toward us right now. So we got to give those people shout outs. I'm not going to call them out because it's a singling thing I shouldn't do. But note that we know who you are. We know who you are. And
that's ominous.
And you'll be able to, when this is all said and done, you're consulting to build your characters, which is really important. It's a big factor for our world, because if you've known this, any characters that get built in our world get featured quite a bit, as much as possible. So, I mean, that one person who in the previous campaign made Layla the pink Mantidan. I mean, I think she's in more pieces of art than the Highmark.
Yeah. No.
She's in more pieces of art than Roessa, and Roessa is like the heroine of the story. It's like, come on. So
before the chat gets too far down here, we did have a little bit ago. We did have someone ask if the spellbook was indeed cloth canvas, as it was saying that at one point. I believe it was saying that it was paper. I just wanted to confirm that it was.
Oh, it is. Sorry, it is. Yeah, it is cloth
canvas.
It
is cloth canvas. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wish. So I apologize I didn't get out to the studio in time. So far I'm 2 for 2 this year. 2 mortgage closings and 2 Kickstarters launching on the same day. So I was stuck with lawyer signings and things that I couldn't get there in time for stream. I thought about driving out there now, but by the time I get there, it will probably be wrapping up, and that would just be not a strong use of my fuel and time. Because plus you guys are in capable hands. But I do have the spell book with me. I also have, and it just delivered yesterday, I also have a cloth map sample that arrived. The one that everyone's getting for those who pledge the higher levels is basically anything from the 2 books and up. The cloth map is essentially free. It's added in as a bonus, and it was a giveaway inspired by Dalnarak in the chat there, or otherwise known on the Mysterious Remnants as Slylock.
It's also the perfect thing to pledge for as along with your $1 if you would still like to have some kind of physical reward for supporting us. And
looks great on the wall. Looks great as a placemat. Looks great as, I don't know, a very small scarf.
But I actually can operate as a scarf. So I've got it's all like stitched and stuff. Even though I told them to keep it frayed, they stitched it up for me. Nice guys. I wanted to keep it frayed because I wanted to look more like a. But this is like, the map you got when you bought Baldur's Gate, the original Baldur's Gate.
Yep.
That cloth map. Yeah, It's like that, but bigger, but way bigger. And it's awesome. It's good material. It comes with your wall backings. Yeah, we'll show it off on Deadly's Dungeon for sure. The spell book is canvas. It's thick canvas. It's actually a spell book. This thing is heavy. It was so heavy that, I mean, everyone knows. If you don't know this yet, you know I'm a very open book, literally open canvas book. Recently, I had a small surgery done where I could not lift anything above 10 pounds. And the spell book is so heavy because of its iron-bound casing that I had to take it out of my backpack in order to lift my backpack. It's because I was like, oh,
It's a
it's so
true
heavy. What do I need?
wizard's tome.
If you want to be that
It is
guy at the table, it's perfect.
It is awesome. And it's a novelty. It's a novelty. But what really makes the spellbook cool, beyond the fact that it's like basically real, is the fact that the 20 of the 40 pages are all Imarian spells.
Yes.
Yes.
Original spells that most of which Adam's created, but the Imarian spells are there, and then the other 20 are like 20 of the most used classic spells like Shield and Featherfall and stuff like that. And the last 20 pages, the runes that are on those pages are from a rune cipher language that a noble dwarf made, and it's just like gibberish words, but at least that you can cipher it out to words. But the 20 Imarian pages, I decided if you wanted to become a spellcaster, you could do this. So it's in, I can't remember the term. It's a type of Futhark. It's on the page, but it's a type of Futhark that I converted from an Estonian phrase that I converted from an English incantation of the theme of the spell. So in English, it's like, bring forth the whatever and let loose the mana and win kind of thing, right? But then you translate it to Estonian, and it kind of actually sounds like you're incanting a spell if you say it in Estonian, especially if an English person who doesn't know the inflections of Estonian tries to incant it. But then that Estonian phrase is then translated into this Futhark, which is inscripted onto the spell. So if you really wanted to, you could spend some time to decompress the spell and learn how to incant it, and then learn what you're saying. So
Yeah.
it's like an actual spell. Kind of cool. Totally.
I don't forgive you, Big Red. I don't.
We do.
What's he
Never
saying?
does.
He said his
can't see
pledge is
'cause
so big that he's not going to be able to help me out in Deadliest Dungeon anymore.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. And he's like he thinks we get better margins this way, and it's true. It's true. And his support
No,
is super nice.
we
But you know what?
we greatly appreciate it, and honestly, I would rather see it go to the Kickstarter than to the destruction of Jowdrad, because
Look,
you know,
there is such thing as the rule of threes, and it's my death is now in the rule of fours. So we appreciate the
Well, no,
support
you're
of the
just
Kickstarter instead.
soon to be 5.
You're just in the next cycle of 3, right? The rule of 3. So you have to do 3, 6, 9. So that's the rule of 3. You have to die 9 times to couple the threes.
So we have a question about what are our thoughts on making the tactical map book digital? I think we can do that.
Yeah.
It already is.
Yeah.
We should update that on the page. If you buy the tactical map book, you get the digital versions. If you'd like a digital version of it, we would have to.
Well,
I think it's not a big. I don't think it's a big deal to say they're included with the PDFs, or to say that it's included with a copy of the book. So
Yeah.
if you get like, I think it's better if it's included the deluxe or the book combination and above. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So you get.
We definitely
Go.
can provide a digital version of the tactical map book, and if you get any of the tiers that include the tactical map book, that should suffice.
But I think they're asking because they want to get a digital version of it without the tactical map book for cost savings.
Oh,
And
I see.
one of the things so one of the things I recommend is that if they get the 2 books and the free map, then I think the PDFs would come with it. If they want an all PDF pledge, we have to just take a look at the numbers to see if it can fit in the digital PDF one. We just can't. I just don't want to add another tier for it because that's just more. Right now, everything is meticulously ordered. If we start switching that around until we get stretch goals anyway. Hell, maybe we should make it a stretch goal. I don't know. So.
But yeah. Anyway, we definitely can figure that out. Like there's an option there for sure.
Much like the Evil Dead 2 Kickstarter, people's suggestions we'll listen to. I know what mistakes can be made on a Kickstarter like this financially. So not every suggestion can be fulfilled properly, but we will listen to what you say. And do the best we can to discuss it internally. Evil Dead 2's Kickstarter has been great because the suggestions they make there, we're actually like, oh, let's research that. And then we get that research in quickly. And then before you know it, we're like, hey, this is completely viable. And then we do it, So you never know.
Yeah. A 5-ton truck built out of cheese. I mean,
I
That
mean,
is the Kickstarter. I mean, if only we had the means, Big Red.
we hit. Look, we hit $3 million on this thing, and I'll make a 5-ton truck made of cheese.
Yeah, like, sure. You
Well-
heard it here first, folks.
we'll make that a
So-
stretch goal way at the other end.
I mean,
Yeah,
for
if there's
those.
some fill out
Oh, yes.
person out there that wants to have fun, just drop $3 million, let it clear, and you'll get your cheese truck.
Yeah, yeah. So Temple, yes. Create a character is an add-on.
Yep.
So you don't have to get the You Bow to No One pledge. It is included in that, but you can just add it to whatever other pledge you have as an additional add-on.
Absolutely.
And it will go through there.
It is limited though, so there is a limited amount. It
Yeah,
looks
we
like
can
it seems
only-
to be the most popular thing everybody wants.
Yeah, we can only do so many of them, unfortunately, because they do require Ryan Valet's limited time and as well as our own time
Creative
for-
juices.
Well, our own time for to get them out and,
Yeah.
and writing it and everything. Yeah, we as
Yeah,
much as
yeah,
we-
Plunge
you-
dwarves
you
will
know-
live. Yes, Temple. Plunge dwarves will indeed live.
Well, plunge dwarves live.
Plunge dwarves
Do
are
they?
already alive.
They're alive. They're
Good
just in the Patreon.
Good point.
yeah,
Oh,
yes. They will live in the gutter. I mean, can we change that?
No.
though?
Philly was a plunge dwarf. The most, and then Milky Way's a plunge dwarf.
for those of you that don't know, if there are any of you wondering what, in fact, we are
What the
talking
hell? a
about,
plunge dwarf is?
plunge dwarves were something we came up with a long time ago. That were dwarves that love the thrill of the plunge, of jumping from high surfaces to low surfaces with the power of falling momentum. And they are
They get a
they're kind of my favorite thing we've ever
they,
really
they,
created
they
for
get a,
people.
They get a racial trait that makes them better at falling on people.
Yeah,
It's such a
It
niche
started
thing.
because we were in that. Remember that fight against the giant wasps?
the hell wasps.
It was Hyvark played by Adam there. Eke the fox played by me. Adrian played Foley the plunge dwarf, or the dwarf at the time, and then it was it Dunder, the dwarven gunslinger, or the powder shot ranger, played by
Dindar.
Dan at the time? Dindar. So Dindar.
Yeah,
The four of us were the party, and we were fighting an entire hive of these fire wasps, and one of them was down below and was feasting on. I can't remember if it was Dindar or Eke, and Foley was up on this cliff face that was way too high to be able to survive the fall. And I think it was Temple who said, if I donate X amount of bits and change the course of the fight, can we? And then he did it, and then did this epic plunge. And then it was just this suggestion of him being a plunge dwarf, because Foley had to talk about having mechanical knees after that fall. And then we just started talking about it, and it became more and more of a reality in chat. And then before you know it, the plunge dwarf was born. And now it is a thing.
indeed.
Is a thing indeed. Yeah, that's one of the nice things about this book is we get to take a second look at all of those things around the cutting room floor for Legacy of Mana and just be like, yeah, let's put it in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's sort of what happened with a bunch of the stuff we've got going on.
Yeah, I mean a fair. Yeah, I mean this will be. I think I've talked about this before on previous streams, but like this will be setting the foundation for many things to come from here on out. So we try to make it as big and as intense and as variable as possible, so that we can.
And we're not doing this again. This core book
No.
is not getting that again.
At least not for 5th edition.
No, we're not doing it for at least not for 5th edition. We do have
Yeah.
plans for the Pathfinder 2E. There are 3 other systems I'm in discussion with.
Yep.
One is a licensed one we're going to do potentially. The other 2 are open source, just like we should consider like the Valiant system. And there's other systems we can go into, but it's an incredible amount of work considering our design space, our
Mhm.
design team doesn't quite have the mental capacity to deal with something outside of 5th edition, so we have to make sure we work with outside partners like Damien, who's working on the Pathfinder 2E, and he's pretty valuable there. He knows Pathfinder 2E the same way Adam knows a monster stat block in 5th ed.
Yep.
So it's pretty good. Good.
Indeed.
Yep, we have many plans for the future, and this is hopefully the beginning of all of them, ideally. Hello, Red
Well,
Eye on
there's
the
some
Run.
big. Hello. There's some big stuff coming our way. I think. So. I don't know. I don't know. I wish I could talk about it all, but some of these things we just cannot talk about.
I mean, we could, but
So,
then they wouldn't happen.
yeah, right. Somehow, some way, Evil Dead 2 has got a spike as well. I'm not sure if that's connected to this whole thing, but Evil Dead 2 just shot up like
I
six
mean, hey,
backers.
look, if
So,
you've got it, if you're able to,
Yeah.
go do that. But if you can't, or you could just take that and put it all
Take care,
into
B. By the
Imaria.
way, all the best.
thank you, B. I mean, look, if Evil Dead 2, like, if you're deciding between the two, pick Imaria at this point. Evil Dead 2
Exactly.
sitting
Yes.
pretty.
Yes.
Pick Imaria, okay?
100%.
Mental note: it all goes to the same manufacturer. So,
Hey, look, if
you're
we
like, what?
maybe we put a tier on there that says if you support this tier, you get to designate one person in Deadliest Dungeon who gets a power word kill aimed at them.
Why is that even a thing?
Let's not do that because that would be the first death of the Keymaster.
I will
instantly.
literally no. You say the Keymaster. It'll be me hitting 15 deaths in under 3 seconds.
Actually, how does it feel to be power word killed, Jaldred? Because I think it's not the first time Jaldred has been killed.
Oh,
by
I was
power word
absolutely
kill.
okay with it the first time because it was truly one of the like 3 ways I could have died at that point.
That was pretty intense. Did you see that? Devin's gonna make a short out of it. It is funny. It's like
Yeah.
funny in a weird way, but also our first introduction to Gambit was caught on film as well, and that is funny too.
Yeah.
He was obsessed with cleaning his clothes while we were all on the moon figuring shit out.
Jowdrad is the burnt fur incarnate.
Yeah, well,
Oh, does he even have any
that's how
fur
it
anymore?
goes.
I still need to get Zoe. Shoot, I need to get Zoe to make that bald Jowdrad.
Yeah, it is slowly growing back. Very.
So we have to do like 2 versions of
Very slowly.
Jowdrad now. Zoe has to make the bald Jowdrad and then like stubble Jowdrad.
I don't like you understand that both of those just look like a naked mole rat, right? Like it's
5 o'clock shadow Jowdrad.
that's
like, if we had
more than that.
if we had a toy line, this would be brilliant. It'd just be like classic Jowdrad. Rage
A limited edition
Jowdrad.
Bald Jowdrad, now with real biting action.
And you twist his ankles, and the hair comes out like a chia pet.
Oh yeah, no, you have a Jowdrad chia pet head, where it just grows the grass out of his head. No, we're not sponsored by chia pets.
Who is?
Who is
That would be
really?
weird.
That'd be amazing.
We should be sponsored by chia. And then the Keymaster's commercials, chia.
Oh goodness.
God.
So you can all look forward to that this coming tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow.
Tomorrow at 5:30 p.m.
Deadliest
EST.
Dungeon.
Dungeon,
Yes,
dungeon.
EST. Deadliest Dungeon.
Hey, every pledge, whoever shows up there who's pledged, we should say something like for every like $500. No. Yeah, for every pledge, you should be able to give someone like I don't know, like 5 inspo or something. We should make it really fun.
Oh my
In
God.
which case, well, I mean, there's 43 backers.
Let the
I
chaos
do-
reign.
I do agree, though, Jared Mitz. Deadliest Dungeon plushies would be amazing.
I agree with that too. That would be sick.
Could you imagine
And they
us
should
all?
have dealt.
Then we could do. Then we could do little YouTube skits where we could all just use our plushies and like puppet them. And, like,
Yep.
Dude, you know that Black Knight plushie that I have in my library
Yeah.
with the Velcro arms and legs that come off?
Yeah.
We should do that for Gambit, so you can
for
just have
Gambit.
a Gambit head.
And Jowdrad can have removable fur.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
always removable
Judge-
fur with you
Judge-
people.
Judge has removable fur. Gambit can remove his head. Doverick should have interchangeable clothes, and Keymaster should just be untouchable.
Plushies are like gold at Game Hole Con. Correct, Brian. Yes, they are.
Apparently, yes.
Yes.
They really are. Hey, Brian, Mr. CP.
Brian's been hanging out with us here for a while now.
Mr. CP, yeah, you know me. That man is the epitome of a hardcore designer. Like Brian, you are such a pleasure to work with, play games with, be around. No, I mean, what else can we say? Wouldn't you agree, Devin?
Oh yeah, we're always talking. I actually brought up a lot. I was like, I wish that we could work with more people like Brian because this has been
Absolutely.
absolutely painless in every way.
Yeah,
I know.
seriously, you are the best.
Also, you gave me so many good shorts.
It's also that.
Oh yeah, those shorts are so funny. It's like you are a barbarian. Oh, mixed drinks.
Do we have any other questions out there about the
Yeah,
project, the setting,
there was some
anything
good
like
stuff
that?
in there. That was nice. I always appreciate people taking an interest and
Yeah.
kind of like looking into what's going on in our brains as we put things in front of you.
We like our brains
and,
being plucked.
and change
so.
names and things like that.
Yeah.
Last minute change things because it should be done.
Every single time we were mentioning, Weave Breaker instead of Rennick Knight, Aeon Sage instead of Sage, I'm getting like the Grandpa Simpson meme going. It's like, it'll happen to you.
Can we turn people into a bomb by infusing them with too much mana?
I
Yes, you can.
Used to be a rule.
There's not exactly mechanics currently for it, but
There is actually
for which actually, sorry, there is one way involving a lot of Renica.
Yes.
There is one way, which ironically it's more of like the Renica becomes explosive, but you can read all about that in the statistics for Renica and Renica crystals.
In the old school
the
days.
Gambit figure complete with musical chair that goes durr.
Oh god.
Oh my god! You hit a button, it goes durr. I forgot about that. Oh
Do
my
badge
god!
holders get anything special with the Kickstarters? I think,
Oh yes, we had talked about that, Tommy.
I think that is a Tommy question.
Yeah. What did we come up with?
It was a dice tray with the Lynnvander logo on it.
Yes. Backers of physical products. Basically, the $2 and up. We didn't put this on the site yet. We should. If you are a badge holder, we should put the badge up as a add-on. Damn it! If you're a badge, why do we think of that? We're getting a dice tray made, an additional dice tray made with the Lynnvander logo on it, blue with the Lynnvander logo, as opposed to the Imaria one. You would get the Imaria one, but you're going to get this one in addition. It's just a straight add-on. It's costing us a little bit, but you're worth it. So you'll get that as well. So grab yourself a couple copies of the book there, and you'll get yourself this Lynnvander dice tray.
Yeah,
Shit, I knew we forgot to do something.
To repeat, Brian, since you said the ads, cut that off. If you have a Lynnvander badge, you can get basically an additional Lynnvander dice tray with the logo, with the Lynnvander shield kind of emblazoned into the bottom of the dice tray. And that will be the thing that you can get if you have that. We'll likely be adding something for that to the Kickstarter, based on Tommy's.
Yeah, update one. I'll get that graphic put together right now. I didn't even think of that. Oh, I did think of it, but you thought of it. But I was just like not thinking of it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Are we going to be at Gen Con next year? I mean, I imagine.
Yeah.
I certainly hope so.
Yeah, we'll be at.
Yeah.
We will be at Gen Con. So I will say something interesting. We will be at Gen Con next year. Currently, we have been growing quite a bit there. And so they're building an entire second main stage. And there is a discussion right now currently about it being called the Lynnvander stage, which is cool. And we'll be responsible for all the programming coming out of there. Not all our own, so we'll be doing like our own epic stuff that we will be doing, but then we'll be doing work for other companies that are coming in and doing their stuff and filming for them. Much like the way Zombie Orpheus Entertainment does for the main stage in the hall, we'll be doing a second main stage, and it'll be called the Lynnvander stage. So that's kind of cool. I think it's going to be pretty cool for Lynnvander to get that level of partnership with Gen Con. But that means we'll be there in full force, like full force. If we weren't there in full force last year, we'll be there in full force this year. And we were there in full force last year.
Very nice comments on the Kickstarter right now.
People are pretty.
we will likely be full force at all the normal cons next year. I don't see a reason why we wouldn't be at this point.
Yeah.
We will probably to kind of add on to that Gen Con question, we will likely be running tables where you can play Imaria with DMs. Try that out. So
Did I get
keep an eye out for that
Did
on the Gen
did I
Con
get
side.
cut off?
No, I'm just there was an ad break, so I'm just repeating a few things.
Oh, ad breaks. Gosh, thank God for Amazon Prime. Makes it easy for people to sub. That's annoying. So we have no control over those ad breaks, guys.
Yeah, unfortunately, Twitch just kind of does that whenever they want. It's really annoying.
Yeah, and now YouTube is getting tougher too. They don't let you skip the ads anymore. You got to watch them.
Yeah, they allow you to have unskippable ads now.
I mean,
wow.
we're just going. That is the model we're going toward. They're just trying to annoy people so that they subscribe. That's what it is.
I mean, basically, yes.
Yeah. You know, either you watch the ads and endure them, and then you give money to the advertising agency. Either you subscribe to YouTube and you give Google and the people advertising or money for that, and then so it's no matter what happens, they're going to find a way to try and siphon money somewhere. It's a little annoying, but it is what it is.
But yeah, no, we appreciate everyone kind of taking some time out of their day. We appreciate all the questions, all the support. We are sitting at 9.5 thousand Canadian. So we're well over halfway there. I think that's like 3/4 of the way at this point. Like we're basically there, and it's only been like 2 hours.
We are very much on the cusp.
Yeah, it's not even 5 o'clock yet. So we're very happy, very hopeful. Spread the word, talk to everybody you know. Don't let them talk about anything else until they can show you and prove to you that they have donated at least, or that they've backed at least with $1.
Exactly.
And
knife point, gun point. If you're from Middle America, just do whatever you got to do.
We do not condone that. No, but honestly, tell your friends, tell your coworkers. I don't know, tell your coworker's cat. It might not help, but they're tricksy creatures. You never know. But in all honesty, the support so far has been wonderful.
Make posters and put them up around your town.
Sure, that too. I mean, it's probably free and or legal.
Tattoo it to your forehead.
Well, okay. Maybe there's a special tier for that.
Rent a billboard.
Rent an entire billboard.
Or better yet, hack into a billboard. It's very easy. And then put the ad.
Yes, we appreciate all of the support so far. This has been wonderful so far. Oh, we're up to 9,600 now.
Hey,
right. Hey, getting there.
Yeah, we just need, I think, like
10.
Yeah, we don't need much. Oh, there it goes again.
9,645.
Hey, it's a PDF backer. Right
Is this a legal activity suggestion stream?
Big Red, we're not suggesting illegal activities. We're just saying these are things you could do.
Yeah, for legal, we are suggesting things that are possible.
We're in no way suggesting these things. We're just saying these are things that we could do, that you could do, maybe, if you wanted to.
If you wanted to, but we're not condoning. We're just saying, like, these are possibilities.
Yeah, these are things. No, it's not suggesting. Suggesting would be me saying, well, what I think you should do.
Okay.
Is I think you should do this, but I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is something you could do. And
so on Sunday, Adam, are you running a game Sunday?
Yes, indeed. I'll be doing a showcase on Sunday, I believe at 2:30.
Yeah, so Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, Sunday, 2:30 EST. We are doing some one shots. The Saturday will be one that will be an adventure that will should make its appearance in the Imarian Knights book, and then the one on Sunday will also be This will be, I think, your Six Sides debut as a GM. So I don't think you've actually GM'd for Six Sides before. There was that one time. There was one
time
back in yesteryear.
And this thing on Sunday may be something very tangentially related to the first time that I GM'd regarding a certain coliseum and a certain jungle with a certain grumpy old reptile. So to learn more, you're going to have to tune in Sunday.
Right on.
Did Dowd die when he DM'd? No.
Yeah, we can do a quick recap of the badge holder special again. Sorry. Those ads are brutal. So if you have a Lynnvander badge holder, you can get a Lynnvander logo dice tray So it's like the dice tray we have on the Kickstarter right now, but instead of the Imaria logo with the Pillars of Power, it will be the Lynnvander shield. So it's very, very nice little addition that can get added onto your pledge if you have a Lynnvander badge.
All right, friends. I'm gonna step out because I'm at the next location I need to be at. So I will see you guys for Deadliest Dungeon
Yes.
tomorrow,
The fun.
and we'll see what happens.
All
Thanks,
right.
guys.
Take care, Tommy.
But yes, rent a sky plane with the.
I love segue right back into it. Oh goodness!
Learn how to control the weather and make the clouds form into the.
Print out
the
flyers.
URL.
Go to your local downtown. Hand out pamphlets.
Spray paint QR codes onto overpasses.
We do not condone graffiti on overpasses.
Again, these are things you could do. You could allegedly perform these actions. But yes, that I think that's going to be it at this point. We're going to get back to work. Yeah, these are things you could literally do. That's right, Big Red. They absolutely are. Should you do them? I mean, legally.
We take no responsibility. Wink wonk. But no. In all honesty, this has been great. And
I always love these little hangout streams. They're
Yeah,
always
you know, it's
they're always
cool.
nice. I want to do more of them, but I have work to do.
Yeah. No, this is also fair. It's also fair. I mean, we both have to be plugging away on the whole design space.
Yeah, so Big Red, yeah, when what you say, Big Red, is you say Adam from Six Sides of Gaming and Lynnvander told you to do this.
Also, take care, Brian. All the best.
See you later. We are very hopeful and humbled as well because
Absolutely.
it's always awesome. But yeah, this is lovely. We'll be around. I mean, feel free to ask questions on the Kickstarter page. We do read all the comments, so we can always respond to any questions you might
Every
have there.
single one. With our
You can also
eyeballs.
obviously catch us tomorrow, 5:30 EST, for Deadliest Dungeon, and then on Saturday and Sunday as well for those games. And we will be streaming those, and so we will likely have the ability to answer questions, at least in the beginning and at the end, if nothing else. Yeah, if you're interested in kind of seeing what you can do with the different mechanics and design spaces that we have tapped into, that would be your best chance to do it other than playing it yourself.
All right.
Yeah, public transit bus wrap ad, absolutely.
That honestly, that would have been the greatest, but
Yes.
those are apparently quite expensive.
Get a giant banner plastered to the side of Trump Tower.
Sorry, that one hit me between the eyes. Yeah, these are all things you could
all
do.
the screens in Times Square.
Oh,
and
my
a Super Bowl
goodness.
commercial.
And a superb owl commercial.
Yes.
We cannot really actually say that.
Have a good one, Mr. Cure.
Take care.
And yeah, I think we'll be signing off. Repaint all the streets in Toronto with adverts. Yes.
See, that's doable. So I'm going to paint can. You find the brush.
In fact, I think everyone would be happy about that because those streets need repainting.
Oh goodness! All right. Well,
we're gonna head out.
As a quick sign off here, I have been Beastmaster Adam, and joined by
Tomb Keeper, Keeper of the Tomes,
Keeper of all
Master of all books.
Yes.
I am Devin, lead RPG designer for Lynnvander Studios, primary DM on Six Sides of Gaming, unless this guy steals my spot on Sunday. But we'll see how that goes.
A temporary switch.
And I mean, Jowdrad's life may be in the balance. So
what else is new? All right, everybody, take care of yourselves, and we'll catch in with you later.